Yes. All right. Well, with images like that, it's hard to believe it's time to start thinking about our gardens. But this is prime time to get the ground ready to grow.
And here to help us get started is U of I Extension educator Sandy Mason. Sandy, great to have you back.
Yes, perfect time to talk about gardening.
Because it's the perfect time to get started.
That's right. That's right. Plus, we're all feeling a little cabin fever, you know. So I think this is like better than therapy. You know, you can just start planting seeds.
And
so
you can do this in your basement. It doesn't take a ton of space.
You absolutely can. The one thing is you do need light, and it is one of those things that it's really tough to do it on the windowsill. So it's good if you have some kind of light. But even some of these lights now that just have some nice fluorescent bulbs, or if you had a shop light or something like that, it's a little bit. They'll just grow better because it's just really hard. We have dreary days like today, and so it's sometimes really hard to grow things without some kind of supplemental light.
Does it have to be a certain kind of light, or just
actually fluorescent is great? And the nice thing is there's so many new fluorescent lamps now that are actually semi-attractive, and you may already have some, so that's good too.
All right, good to know.
Yeah. So the other thing is containers. So not only lights, but different kind of containers. And it's like anything. You can get as expensive with this as you want to. You can go for it, or just check out your recycling bin.
Egg cartons.
Yeah, egg cartons. You can easily plant seeds in here, and then this makes a little mini greenhouse. Yeah, isn't that great?
Look at that.
Yeah, a little mini greenhouse. Because once you plant the seeds, you need to make sure you keep the seeds moist. So that's the big thing. So even these salad, excuse me for reaching here, these salad containers, flip those over, little mini greenhouse. Use your yogurt containers. Probably the biggest thing is you need to make sure that you put holes in the bottom. Otherwise you may overwater them. So
now,
that's
if you do one like your recyclable containers, I thought I saw if you use an egg carton, you can actually put that in the ground. You don't even have to take it out. Yeah. But you probably couldn't do that with those.
Yeah, you can't do it with plastic. But if you have like the fiberboard type egg cartons, you certainly could do that, because you can just cut them apart and stick them in the ground and do that. And that's kind of the same idea with these kind of Jiffy pots, which is the same thing. They come in different sizes, and you'll never guess what these are made out of. You'll never guess. This is after you pick it up, then I'll tell you what it is. It is actually made out. These are called cow pots. They're made out of cow manure.
Cow pies.
Oh my word!
Wow.
I just touched it.
It has been, they've heated it up, so it's like
good. And very biodegradable.
And very I think it's very creative. They had a leftover product and used it. I think
got creative.
And the nice thing is you can plant these just right into the ground. A little extra fertilizer in there, so that's good.
We'll book them for the creative corner next Friday.
Yeah, there you go. The other thing is labels. You always make sure you label things. Make sure you know what it is. But again, you can use everybody's got these old Venetian blind-like things. Just cut these up. Cut them up and use them. Put your little marker on them, and then suddenly you have your labels. So that really works.
And I saw you put a date on this one, 4/1.
That's always good. It's always good. Generally, with things like tomatoes, we probably start those around the 1st of April. So it might be a little early for some things. But for early things like broccoli and some of those things that really like cold temperatures or can tolerate cold temperatures, you can start those really now for the most part.
So what else can we start right now besides broccoli?
Actually, even in the realm of flowers, it'd be things like pansies and violas, flowering cabbage. Usually most of those things that like those cooler seasons, you can go ahead and start those, and those will work out really well for you.
Well, and I'm looking at these magazines here too. A lot of people talking about the fact that these are all coming in the mail and getting everyone all excited that it's getting that.
It's really great to have catalogs, and I think one of the things that's nice about it is that you can see what's out there, even if you don't order anything. It's a great way to sort of find out what's there, and there's even a whole catalog called Totally Tomatoes. So if you're really into tomatoes, I guarantee you'll find hundreds of varieties in there. So that's pretty cool.
I'm sure someone else who's very excited is a viewer who is called N. Becky of Oakwood is on the phone. So, hi, Becky. What is your question for Sandy?
Well, hi there.
Hi.
Sandy, I have had peach seeds in my freezer all winter, and I want to know, how should I put those in dirt to get them started? Because I was told you have to freeze them before they'll be able to be put into dirt to start them to grow.
Yeah. So you saved a peach that you really like the flavor of? Was that the idea?
3 different kinds.
3 different kinds?
And I have a dozen seeds. I don't know which is which, so it's going to be...
go for it.
Yeah.
Really, you've done a good thing going ahead and putting in fertilizer, or actually in soil, and putting them in, hopefully you put them in some soil maybe, or you just put them in the freezer.
I just put them in the freezer.
Okay, that's fine. And what I would do is, when we start, I might wait a little bit longer here, and as long as it's had maybe about 3 months of cold.
Oh, all winter. winter.
Oh, all winter. So you're in good shape. Then you can go ahead and get really any kind of containers. I'd probably have a pretty good size one, maybe some plastic pots or something you already have.
I've got some old
and I would go
plastic
ahead
flower
and use
pots.
those. Yeah, put those in. And then you can go ahead, once it starts, I'd go ahead and start them indoors with your lights. And then once it actually starts to warm up, then you could go ahead and put them outside.
Does the size of what Becky plans to grow matter? Because obviously peach trees are going to get pretty large in comparison to say strawberries or something. Like
Right.
So.
As far as how long it takes or whatever,
yes.
yeah. It's obviously you should start these from seed, so it's going to take a while for these to bear actually fruit. So as long as you've got some patience, that's great. And I also realize from seeds, it may not be exactly like the peach you had because a lot of those are hybrids. So, but it's always fun to try.
How deep do I have to plant them? And I took some from my own peach tree out in the backyard.
Yeah, I would just usually about an inch or so deep.
Okay.
Inch to 2 inches is fine. So you want to have a little bit of soil on top of it.
Yeah,
Okay.
All right. Well,
All
Becky
right.
Lau, thanks for your
Good
call.
question.
Becky from Oakwood
Yeah,
here.
that was a very good question.
Great.
All right, Sandy, thank you so much for
thank
coming
you.
in, sharing all your gardening tips with us.